Meeting of March, or February 9th. Start Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. Said this is the reopening of the regular February 9th meeting. It's to pay the bills. Can I have a roll call, please?
Mike Kelly.
Here.
Barb Boyce.
Here.
Mike Lewandowski.
Here.
El Rico.
Here.
Cesar Mason. Here. Highway Commissioner Shalinski.
Here.
And it looks like John Bodisich is absent.
All right. We need an approval of the bills.
I make the
Highway,
motion.
which total would be $82,901.24. I have a motion
I
by
made it.
Mike Lewandowski.
I'll second it.
I have a second by Barbara Boyce. Are there any questions of tonight's bills? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
El Rico.
Yes.
Lewandowski.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
All right. The other business I have is a transfer of funds. Are there any transfers tonight in the highway department?
Yes. Did you get the? This was a recess of the other meeting. Transfers.
Oh, these transfers. Okay, yeah, transfers. Oh,
You want to read them, John, or do you want me to read them?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so we're gonna take $967 out of contingency and put it in part-time secretary. $8 goes into maintenance service equipment for full-time salaries from 706.51.20 to 706.42.03 and 706.42.04. $367 comes out of maintenance service equipment going into full-time employment, overtime, 706.42.09. $26,856 coming out of maintenance service equipment going into engineering. $381 coming out of maintenance service equipment going into utilities. $171 coming out of maintenance service equipment going into rentals. $9,513 going into maintenance service equipment, into maintenance supplies building. And that is the transfers for the road and bridge for the end of the year, fiscal year.
all right. Do I have a motion to make those transfers?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
By Barbara Boyce, a second by Michael Lewandowski. Any questions of the transfers? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Lewandowski.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
El Rico.
Yes. Transfers are transferred. I have no other business. I ask for an adjournment of the meeting.
I'll make that motion.
I got a motion by Barbara Boyce,
I'll second
and a second by Michael Lewandowski. All in favor?
it. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you very much. That takes care of the highway. Moving next into general assistance. I have bills of $3,880.20. I think you have a list of the bills that were paid.
What was the amount again? 3,000.
$880.20. I need a motion to pay the bills.
Papers in there.
To be honest with you, this is what we, I'll give you this next here.
I have one page with no.
This is, if you add all of them together, she didn't add them together.
Okay.
I was out
That's
of
why,
town, to be
that's,
honest
that's,
with you.
yeah.
These are all the
okay,
bills that we
okay.
need paid.
I got them now.
I was
Alright.
out of town, so I didn't get that set up right and have it.
Okay.
Okay, I got it.
That's basically what it is. If you add
Okay.
all four columns together, it comes to $3,880.20.
Okay. I'll
So,
make that
I got a
motion. Pay
motion.
the bills.
Barbara Boyce to pay the bills. And I have a
Second.
And a second by Mike Kelly. Are there any questions of tonight's bills that are being paid for the General Assistance Fund? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Kelly.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
Lewandowski.
Yes.
Alberico.
Yes. All right. Transfers of funds, I have no transfers to be made in the General Assistance Fund, so we don't need to do that. I have no other business in the General Assistance Fund. I ask for an adjournment.
So moved.
Second it.
I got a motion by Mike Kelly and a second by Barbara Boyce. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you very much. Next on the agenda will be the Senior Fund, which we have bills of $2,164.79. That should be right behind, that bill list should be right behind this one. Yeah, the copy I gave you.
Oh.
If you just flip it over, it goes to the Senior
Oh,
Fund.
okay.
Again, she didn't total them, but if you, well, this one, it does have the, amount to be approved at the bottom. $2,164.79.
So moved.
I got a motion by Michael Kelly
I'll second it.
and a second by Barbara Boyce. Any questions of these bills? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Boyce.
Yes.
Alberico.
Yes.
Lewandowski.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
All right. I have no transfers in the Senior Fund. So I have no other business in the Senior Fund. I would ask for an adjournment.
So moved.
I got a motion by Mike Kelly,
I'll second it.
second by Barbara Boyce. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you very much. Okay, moving on to the Town Fund. We have bills of $28,916.37. I need a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Oh.
We got a motion by Mike Lewandowski and a second by Barbara Boyce. Any questions of the bills? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Kelly.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
Lewandowski.
Yes.
Alberico.
Yes. Okay, bills to be paid. Moving on to transfers. Transfer of funds, okay, let's see here now. The assessors,
I have one transfer, $494.66 out of line item 0014211, which is extra hours, into 0014205, which is Marion's line item.
all right. I need a motion to transfer funds.
So moved.
I got a motion by Mike Kelly,
I'll second it.
second by Barbara Boyce. Any questions? Can I have a roll call, please?
Kelly.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
Lewandowski.
Yeah.
Alberico.
Yes. All right, moving on to town clerk's fund.
Just one transfer, town clerk's office, and that would be $61 from contingency into extra hours worked overtime. So 0026900 to 0024211.
All right,
I'll make a motion.
I got a motion by Barbara Boyce.
Transfer.
I'll second it.
I have a second by Mike Lewandowski for the transfer. Any questions? Hearing none, I need a roll call, please.
Lewandowski.
Yes.
Alberico.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yeah.
Kelly.
Yes.
All right, I have no, motion passes, I'm sorry. I have no transfers in the supervisor's line items, and I have none in the general town fund. So that takes care of all the transfers for the end of our fiscal year. In new business, we did want to discuss the honorary, discussion on the honorary road signs that were brought up at the meeting last, on February 9th. Everybody knows what's going on. We had Steve Lazara come to the meeting and discuss having two signs in Fairmont community, not renamed, but yeah, put honorary signs up there for Percy Conway and Henry Travis. It wasn't on the agenda, we couldn't vote on it, but I thought we'd bring it to a workshop and talk about to see how we feel about it. Does anybody have anything they want to bring up? And how they feel about that?
Didn't we set up rules of how those signs can be proposed and then put up, or?
There really are no rules, it's up to this board of trustees, and the highway department doesn't have a problem doing it. You know.
Yeah, he originally came to me and asked me if I would put the signs up, and I told him that it was something the trustees actually have to vote
You
on.
have to approve, yeah.
Yeah, I can't, I'll put the signs up, no problem, I just have to get the approval from the trustees.
How many township roads do we have right now like this?
With actually honorary names, since I've been here, just Reverend Pinnick. And now they have Reverend Walton Drive, but that's the
That's
actual
been-
name of the
That's
road.
been for 40
That's
years.
been,
That's the actual name of the street, these are honorary names, so
all right.
I'm sure there might be a couple, but I'm not aware of,
I'm unaware of any others.
yeah.
They don't, that, and the Reverend Pinnick Drive we just did, how many
Last year.
last
Last
year?
year, about
It's my understanding, if my recollection is correct, he passed away, correct?
He's been-
And we gave him the street in front of the
His church, that
church
church.
in which he was the reverend at.
Right.
Right, so I don't see a reason whatsoever to make a street name after.
It was,
I mean, I understood that request, and we granted that request because he was a reverend at that church for what, 40 years, a long, long
He
time.
started the church.
Exactly, he started the church, and Percy started a
Memorial.
barber shop, so.
And memorial type thing, rather than someone that was
Yeah.
Yeah.
still breathing.
It's,
Exactly.
Because it could go on and on.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Percy and Mr. Travis did a lot for our
Oh, absolutely,
township. They're
yeah.
wonderful people. I think also, I believe there's a lot of people that have worked hard in our township. And I don't want to step on other people's toes or start a Pandora's box by starting to name streets after
I would,
every good person that's worked hard for this township will run out of streets.
here's what I would like to table this, because I'd like to know how many roads, township roads we have that are honorary street, named.
Okay.
Can you find that out?
Sure.
For us, please? Is that,
Well, here's the thing, though, we can't vote on it anyway. Well, we guess we could,
Oh, oh.
really, but.
okay, well, whatever, just if we want to push it off till next month, and then,
I was thinking about bringing it to the
Across
next
the whole
board
township?
meeting, because Mr. Lazaro wants to,
do we have street names in Cresthill?
We do have honorary street names in Cresthill, quite a few in my area.
Yeah.
of people that are alive.
I just know.
But,
Right.
okay, but wait,
Clarify something.
township
I don't know
road,
how many.
I don't mean a
Oh.
city road that's in Lockport Township.
Right, that's
Because
what
we
I'm
would not have
asking.
done that. That would have been the village of
So it
Crest
should
Hill.
just be
It's
fair.
I
only
just
the ones
want-
I take care of.
Yeah, only the roads that you take care of, correct.
All right.
That's what I would like to
Oh,
know.
there's one, Rain Ditch,
Yeah.
right?
Like
Okay.
he said, it's.
I want a
Oh.
township that we maintain.
Right,
Right.
right.
Not city of Lockport roads, not city of Crest Hill roads, township roads, we maintain, sorry, to clarify
No,
that.
no,
okay?
that's fine. I can find
So
that out for you.
if- I would like to see those before I
That'd be fine.
make a
The only thing I will
decision.
tell you, I do know Steve Lazara also, he does plan on being at the next meeting to see what the vote's gonna be, so I did plan on putting on the agenda. I just wanted to get the conversation going, so we know what we're talking about, how we feel.
I don't see, here's, if we, you're gonna put it on the agenda for a vote? I would
Table it
rather,
last month.
I would rather get the information first, and then if we decide the next meeting to put it on the agenda for a vote, I don't wanna put it up. If none of us agree to do it, why do we need to put it on the agenda for a vote?
Well, because it's been proposed, I guess we
Yeah, but-
should
It's,
at least, put it on the agenda to give.
My suggestion is I would have a little committee and come up with some parameters. And then if it falls within the parameters that you come up with, because I don't know, you know, you don't wanna give somebody a road because he's my best friend, and then somebody not a road because maybe I had a run-in with them. Here's the parameters set forth by the board. You guys, that's just a suggestion, I mean, the decision's up to the trustees, but
We've never had this before in the township, so it's kind of a new area for us, and
I think it should be for someone who's already passed away. That way, it definitely is honorary, rather than you're a good guy.
I kind of feel the same way.
Yeah. We could just keep going and going.
But I think you might be right, maybe we should have actually put the rules together, and then,
I thought we had a.
why don't we do
Yeah,
this?
you know how hard that's gonna be to come up with some type of parameters on.
But if you come up with just basics,
Why can't we just
like,
do?
he has to be deceased, he has to be a member in good standing.
Or they
I
have
mean,
to
and then
be-
if you fit the parameters, then it goes in front of you guys to vote whether did the guy do enough or not enough, or, it's a slippery slope.
That is a
It shouldn't
slippery
be.
slope.
It is, in my
He or
opinion.
she
That-
should be
that's why the
as a
trustees
person passed away.
Yeah.
We should
That's
just,
the way-
that should be just a.
All right, well, that's.
I mean, I'm only one,
Right.
one
I know, I
opinion here.
feel the same way, though, I just.
I'm only one opinion here. My opinion is this. First of all, I don't think we need to jump to making a vote yet. I don't even want that on the agenda if we're not, if we don't all agree on it, then there's no reason to vote on
Right.
it.
Right.
Right.
I agree.
Correct? If all four of us say, no, we're not doing
Right.
this, then it don't need to go on the agenda. So I personally would like to have that information before I put anything on the agenda and we make a
What if he
decision.
shows
for
up?
it.
Will you call?
I know,
Well,
Steve's
you can
gonna show
call
up,
him.
I will give him
Yeah,
a call,
that-
it's not gonna be on the agenda, though.
If he wants to show up, that's one thing. If we're not gonna vote on it, we're not gonna vote on it.
Right.
'Cause
That's fine with me, whatever you guys feel most comfortable with. I think, you know, like I said, there's a lot of people that have done good for this township.
we understand that, yeah. We don't have enough
Well, let's
streets
get that
to do
information
so.
now. And going down the road, if we decide to put a committee together, we'll cross that bridge when we
We'll
come.
call, tell him.
I don't see it coming out of the woodwork for, if that's the case, I want.
Yeah, and then West 143rd, you
Yeah.
can put my name on it. Thank you.
Right in front of his driveway.
Right.
I won't put it on the agenda, but I will, ask him, I will let him know it's not gonna be put on the agenda, because if the board feels, I'll tell him the way the board feels right now, we're not sure how we, which way we're gonna go with that. We've gotta make parameters and how we gotta get all the information, how many roads we have. We're gonna do that at the next meeting. And
Well,
I think we need to put a committee together and maybe write some parameters.
Well, based on our discussion here, I feel that you have to be at least deceased in order to do that. Otherwise, like you said, there are so many good people that do so much for our community that we would run out of roads
Right.
quickly.
Yeah.
We don't have that many roads. You know,
I'll get that information for you.
all right.
Yeah.
Is there anything else on that subject? Hearing none? I have nothing else. I just wanted to bring up a quick reminder. I'm gonna have the scholarships ready for tomorrow. So we have 5 applications for scholarships. So I'll be passing those out and trying to get them back so we can pick, I gotta just take one out, so it'll be a little easier.
Oh.
Other than that, I have no other business. Call for an adjournment.
I'll make that motion.
I'll
I
second
got a
it.
motion by Barbara Boyce to adjourn, a second by Michael Lewandowski. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you very much.
That's it?
That's
Okay.
it.
Make sure we went through it.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. We'll have a roll call. Barbara Boyce,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Mike Lewandowski.
Yes.
And Alberico is here. Let the records indicate that we have Jermaine Stevens here. And also we have Christine Verche Hall taking minutes, and we have Grant Spooner filming. All right. First, we have to approve the minutes. Everybody in their packet should have gotten a copy of last month's minutes. Need a motion to pass the minutes.
I make that motion.
We have a motion by Barbara Boyce.
I'll second it.
We have a second by Mike Lewandowski. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. You have the bills of $67,340.82. We need a motion to pay the bills.
Make that motion.
I got a motion by Barbara Boyce,
Second.
and a second by Mike Kelly. Are there any questions of tonight's bills? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please? Barbara Boyce.
Yes.
Mike Kelly.
Yes.
Michael Lewandowski.
Yes.
Ron Alberico is a yes. Motion carries.
Excuse me.
All right. We have citizens wishing to address the board. Jermaine, we have here tonight Jermaine Stevens.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Hello.
Good.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. I have a convenience store on State Street. I've been in business since June 1st of last year. I recently got approved to process utility bills, and the only bill that I can't process right now is Lockport water. And I would really like to be able to process Lockport water. So it's a one-stop shop. They can pay for certain bills with me, and then they still gotta come all the way up here to pay water. It's quite inconvenient. My whole business is convenience. So, if possible, I motion, if I can do that.
Well, you can talk about it, bring it up, we can
Well, you
discuss
can talk,
it.
okay,
Yeah.
also, okay, the company that I have processing through is called First Tech. Okay, they process all of these, they sent me a computer, the program is set up, it goes right through to my bank account. They take the money, I have to put the money in my bank account, they take the money out, pay the bill. That's simple, it's $1 fee, most of them, and it's really quite simple. I said something to somebody on the phone about, if you guys were to hook up with it, but I don't know how you guys go about it right now. Somebody said something about it's a 50-cent fee, and it might have to go up, but I don't know. I'm really not, too familiar with you guys' process, and I would really like to just learn a little bit more about what you guys.
What we have now and going is, right now we have the currency exchange in Lockport collecting bills, and they charge 50 cents per bill. And that's what it was when it was at Porter Drugs and at Corwin's Drugs. We've always charged 50 cents, that's where they make their profit. I know it's a very poor area down there. We don't want to charge people more than that, obviously. Obviously I want to make it.
We don't charge them. Currency exchange.
Currency exchange.
Yeah, they
that's
charge.
where they
Service
make
fee.
their
Yeah,
service.
okay.
Right, we don't charge them anymore. So that's why we've always had just one place to pay the bills. Either you can mail it into the post office box, or you can pay for it at, like I said, Porter's, or when Porter's closed, we moved to Corwin's. When Corwin's closed, we moved to the currency exchange. The thought was, and I'll be honest with you, the thought was, because we've discussed this, and we've had conversations before, and I knew it was there. We talked about putting a drop box over at the highway department at one time. We didn't feel comfortable with that. The board felt not really safe. It would be safe to have a box outside like that. We discussed your store, and I don't want to, say anything negative about your store, but here's the deal. We've had Porter's close on us. It was quite a hassle to get people trained to go over to Corwin's. We had Corwin's close on us. We had a lot of, problems getting people to understand now it's just a currency exchange. Now, being a new store, and how hard it is for a new store to stay in business.
I've been here since June, I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah, I know, but there's, Corwin's has been, how long was Corwin's there?
That's Corwin's.
I
That's,
know.
oh, that's Apple and Orange.
I know,
So-
but it was a feeling of this board, we'd like to see you established more than a year or
How
two.
long, okay, well, how long is established?
Well,
I think I'm established pretty much right now. I'm very established.
Well, I hope you are, I hope you know, I hope you stay there forever, I hope it's very successful. The community needs a good, successful place up there.
Right.
But-
I really feel that
But
that.
can you understand why we are a little hesitant?
Well, as far as the store goes, I'm processing the bills, like I said, right now,
Right,
okay? There's no problem with anybody else. These are big boys here.
I
These are
understand.
very, very big boys, okay? This is just one seat. I'm not going there. I don't plan on going there. If anything, I plan on getting bigger. Okay, I feel as though I'm a businessman. I didn't come in this thing to go out of business.
Right.
I plan on going into a few more things as possible. But the Lockport water, people have really been complaining to me because they wanna come pay all their bills there. They live over there, they gotta make a trip to me, and then they got, like I said, they gotta come all the way back over here.
I suggest you tell them they start complaining to us. If they got to this board.
To this board, if
If
get
they
enough
got a
complaints
problem
from this board.
with that, tell them to complain to us, because we need to hear complaints.
Yeah.
Because we didn't put a box at the highway department, because we didn't have enough complaints.
You know, we,
So, if we don't hear the complaints, we don't know if they're happening. So, if their complaint is that they don't like driving to Lockport to pay the bill, and they'd rather pay it there, have them call this office, Lockport Township Supervisor's Office, and
Okay, would I be able to have a,
express that.
I really wasn't prepared to get rejected. I thought I had everything locked up, to be honest. Because like I said, I'm expanding as we speak. So, do you guys have some cards or something? Truthfully, okay, my other pitch is this. If you guys could get hooked up with this First Tech company, just look at this paperwork that I printed out. It's up to you. But they told me, you would have to contact them, because it would be, then it would just go through the computer. Okay? You wouldn't even have to have any worries about anything. I don't know if you have a worry about, me going out of business or anything like that, but it would just go through First Tech. Right now,
but what was the cost of that? That was $1.50?
they would, no. It would either be, you could leave it at 50, you could leave it at, because they put it like this, they charge $1 to process fees. I split that dollar with them. So they take 50 cents, I take 50 cents. So you guys might be able to set up a quarter thing there. Or I would be able to set it up with, leave it at 50 cents. They take a quarter, I take a quarter. But I'm just trying to be convenient for the people over there.
Well, I understand that, it would be a
The
good,
businesses and everything else over there.
So, each one of those entities, ComEd, Comcast, AT&T,
The
DirecTV,
convenience fee is $1.
they contract this company, what's it called?
First Tech.
First Tech, to process their bills.
Correct.
They take 50 cents, First Tech, and you take 50 cents.
Correct.
And then ComEd or AT&T or DirecTV, they get the rest, obviously, whatever the bill is.
Right.
Right.
Correct. The
Okay.
thing is, I set up a bank account. Whatever your bill is, I put it in my bank account for First Tech. And they just withdraw whatever the bill is out of that.
we have had, when businesses are struggling, like in a few companies we worked with before, where because a lot of our customers pay cash, they'll take that cash and use it for their payroll, and then write us a check, and that check bounces. And then we have to come back and fight for our money. We don't, that's not a good thing.
I'm coming up on a year, it'll be a year in June.
So I understand that.
So, I'm not going nowhere.
But like I said, we've been dealing with companies that have been established for 20 years in Lockport. And they've gone under. Borders was, how long
Where
has
my-
Borders been in Lockport?
Where my store is located, I have no competition.
I know
I have no
exactly where you're at.
competition, to the north, mile and a half, and back to Joliet for a mile and a half. There's nothing else there. There's no other store. I plan on, like I said, expanding to the utmost as much as I possibly can. And this would help me out a lot, truthfully.
Well, it's up to this board's decision to make, but, like I said.
This isn't my main business, but, I mean, it would get the foot traffic in there. I have lottery, you know what I'm saying? Lottery is there, everything else, you know, I accept credit cards, I accept Link. It's a no-brainer, you know. When Corwin's went out of business, I felt like I had to jump on that the bill pay business because there was nobody else doing it. So,
Have you approached the city of Lockport?
I thought this was the city. Who was this?
We're the township.
Township.
This is
Okay,
Lockport
who
Township.
was the city of Lockport? Who I was contacting about
That'd be the
that?
mayor's-
I have nothing to do with the city.
Well, you're in unincorporated.
Yeah, and they're,
Right. Really, well, it probably
chances
should
are
go
there's
to-
nobody going down there.
Yeah, we just,
No.
you know, we only service about 800 customers.
Okay.
approximately.
But the chances are nobody from the city of Lockport's going down there
Would
to
go
pay their
down and
bill.
pay the bills, because they're not, don't
Just,
live down
yeah,
in that area.
right.
and-
Right. I mean, you still could contact them in case there
But
is
yeah,
a
we're-
small percentage
we're
of
not the
people
city.
that go down.
This is my first time having to deal with it.
This
Everything
board
I'm-
here, this is our water board, it's not even really associated with the township, it's, township
Separate
was,
entity.
is a separate entity from the township, it's the township trustees that are appointed to the board.
Okay.
So it's just, you know, it's not any township money that's involved, it's all, private money from the bills, water bills and that.
Okay.
in this, board. So basically, I would say, Mike has a very, very good cause there, have the people complain to us. Have them call my office, if there's a
Okay.
problem, you know. And if there's enough people complaining down there, and
There's
enough
enough
people
people.
want it, I could bring it to this board of trustees and say, look, a lot of people would be happy. But I need the evidence.
Would you guys be willing to hook up with First Aid? What, at least?
Well, a lot of that would depend on the cost, if it's no cost to the,
I really don't believe it's any cost. I could be wrong, but whatever the cost is, I'm pretty sure
I
it's
would-
very little.
I can make
Do
a
they
phone call.
pass, does ComEd and them, do you know, pass the expense on to the customer, or do they eat it for the convenience of this?
The convenience fee is theirs, okay? How they make money is the convenience. fee.
Right, do they charge the customer who comes in to pay their bill?
Right.
Or do they charge
the
ComEd?
customer.
So we'd have to throw another 50 cents on top of the 50
Well, like I said,
that he wants.
I don't know. I don't know how much they would charge. I don't know if it would be $1, if you would be able to keep it at the 50 cents, or what. Some
Yeah, but
of
if we
because-
keep it at 50 cents, then you're gonna lose money.
Well, that depends.
Hypothetically, if we used you, you get 50 cents.
Every water.
You would get 50 cents for every person that pays their water bill there.
Okay,
If they want a piece of that, that's gonna cut into your profit.
that's fine. I'll take a quarter. That's fine with me.
Yeah, I believe, I can't really speak for the board, but it's my belief that I'm not going to raise the price to the customer.
Convenience fee.
Right.
Here's something to think of. If these customers that live in that area start calling your office to complain that they would like, not complain, but to request us allow this gentleman's store to accept our bill,
If I get enough of those, I'm gonna bring it.
then the question, your
Yeah.
next question out of your mouth is, you know your water bill might go up a quarter to pay for the convenience fee. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I would say. You gotta, you know that, you know, if we do this, there's a chance that your bill could go up a quarter a
Right.
month
Yeah, that's gonna
to pay
cost-
for this convenience
If
fee.
it's gonna cost them $1 for the convenience, wouldn't it be better just to put a stamp on it?
And mail it
50
out.
cents.
Well, sure, but that's for them to decide, not
Yeah.
us, they're
Yeah.
the ones who wants to be. So, I would say, I would like to see a 45-day, let's see how many people call in requesting you, us as a board.
Well, I would keep it open forever. I would just say, if I get enough complaints, I'll bring it to this board.
How many is enough?
What I'm saying though, Ron, if we go 45 days and see how many you get, how many people complain to this gentleman, and then he says, we'll call this number. If you want us to start accepting your water bill, call this number. Let's see in 45 days how many calls we get.
That's fine.
And then bring it back and just talk about it again and make a decision. Right,
That sounds fair.
right,
Yeah.
all right?
Comfortable with that?
Yeah, I guess.
Right.
So I guess you have some cards to give him to.
Well, I'll give you my phone number here, because I don't want to give out a township
How
card.
about a-
This isn't at the township. This is,
Here's what I would do. Write down his name and the number, make a flyer. and put it
Exactly.
on-
Put it on the window.
Right on your window saying, if you want this store to start collecting your water bill, your Lockport Township water bill, please call this number.
here's what we're gonna do. Just, this is what I'll put a flyer together for you. I'll bring it down here for you, and I'll grab copies. And-
I would really like if you would come check me out. I'd like for everybody to come check.
Well, I've been
me out.
past your store a lot of times. You know, right from Percy.
Come on in.
I go see
It's
Percy's
small,
place.
you know, it's small, but it gets the job done.
All right.
All right.
You know what, I will stop in there. I've been, like I said, I go past it a lot.
Okay.
Well, bring him the flyer.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you gotta stop in
I will
then.
bring the flyer.
You're the sheriff?
I am.
Okay. All right.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate you
Okay.
coming.
Thank you.
And you're welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, but pretty much.
I will.
That's fine.
Getting back to we have no utility management report tonight because Larry's out of town. I have no old business. I did just read new business. I did read, there is College Street Task Force meeting coming up. I couldn't tell you the exact date. I don't have the thing, but I will attend that next month. Other than that, I have no other business. Does anybody, trustees have anything, comments tonight that they'd like to make?
No.
Hearing none, I would call for an adjournment.
I do have one question.
Okay, sure.
You guys don't have anything to do with liquor license?
No.
No, that's the county.
Yeah. And if I was to apply for one, would I have to get this approval from here?
You know what generally happens in a situation like that is the county, if you apply for a liquor license, the county generally would send out a letter to all the citizens in your area saying, hey, if you have any objections to this, please notify. And if we don't get any objections,
We usually get something
Yeah.
saying, you know, if we don't have.
and if nobody objects to it, then we don't generally. If your neighbors don't object to it, then past practice has been, we generally go along with what the county suggests.
How long does it normally take you?
Apply for a liquor license.
That's a county question.
I don't have it off the top of my
Everything
head.
I've done
but
has been.
You know, I'm sure it's gonna be a couple of months or 3-month
That's
process.
because
Yeah, it's not gonna be-
incorporated.
Right.
It's gonna be easy.
All right, I would call for an adjournment.
So,
Hear a motion by Mike Kelly, second by Barbara Boyce, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, thank you very much.